let's just quickly go over the tragedy in Georgia.
Yes, that's important.
All right. Now, first of all, this never used to happen until we started seeing no-fault divorce and people raised by single mothers. Now, I know people are like, you can't blame that on them. You look at the statistics. All right. The numbers don't lie.
No.
That's just the way it is. Now, when it comes to the Second Amendment, there's a reason the Second Amendment is after the First Amendment, because you cannot have a functional operating republic where the citizens should be responsible for how they are governed without those two things. You need to be able to call bullshit, freedom of speech. This is bullshit. And guess what? Every government that has ever existed, once it's been around long enough, it goes off the rails. And I think the founding fathers knew this when they looked at the history books themselves, and they put the Second Amendment in there for a reason. Now, let's just talk about the Democrats. They would love nothing better than to de-arm everyone, and then they can make their crazy, woke, communist agendas the law of the land. That must never be allowed to happen. Because guess what? The Second Amendment is the insurance policy, the ultimate insurance policy against tyranny and invasion. Flat out.
Yep.
All right. Now, I'm not going to go. I don't want to get all
Your First
nasty.
Amendment means nothing without the Second Amendment to back it up.
Now, I'm not going to sit there and I'm going to tell everyone that's what they should do. You need to follow your own heart. But everyone has a breaking point. And when you can no longer feed yourself or your family, you can't turn on the lights, you can't even afford to pay for your house or what have you, and the whole world comes caving down, a lot of people are going to be forced into a very dire situation. And you heard it here first. I've been warning everyone out there watching this show about this for about 6-7 years. Because, I think I started talking about this like the middle of Trump's presidency. And I had to maintain a low tone because technically I was still in the military at that time, and they severely frown upon such things.
Yeah, they. It's not like you didn't get phone calls.
No,
and a couple of meetings.
No.
A couple of people wanted to talk.
I got many phone calls, and I actually got summoned.
Oh, okay.
Well, because I worked at a satellite office in Utica.
Yeah.
And the battalion flagpole was in Syracuse. So about 3:00, hey, Pop, Sergeant Pop, you need to come up here to battalion. I'm like, it's fucking 3:00. And I'll be there an hour and 10.
Son of a bitch.
Just to go. And I sold it. I'm like, it's my therapy.
It's my therapy. Yeah.
And they're like, I can sell therapy.
I
couldn't get away with that today, though. They would fucking, I would get.
Oh, no, they're way too wokeified for you to get away with that.
And they're paying the price now because the retirement numbers and the retention numbers and the enlistment numbers are in the fucking toilet.
Yep. So because we know very little at this point, other than a few names of the people involved and whatnot down in this particular shooting, we're not going to weigh in on any aspects of that quite yet. But I will call for a moment of silence and raise a glass to the fallen. Godspeed to them. But with that being said, this article right here has a little GIF in it that kind of really, really brings it across here. This is what you can expect. The fastest things on Earth: cheetah, airplane, speed of light, politicians using a tragedy to go after your rights.
Yep.
The same day, Biden calls for gun bans and condemns Republicans after Georgia high school shooting. Yes, because it was totally the Republicans' fault that this mentally ill kid went into a school and decided to go haywire.
Yeah, I mean,
interesting timing.
Yeah, very interesting.
Well, just saying.
Like I said, we can lay this right at the feet of the single mother. Because most of these, now listen, I'm going to just say right now, most of the more effective school shooters, fluorescent white. All right.
The effective ones.
I am not going to lie. I mean, when they decide to go off the chain, they don't screw around.
Well, just the emasculation of boys itself.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you know, I mean, like I remember by first grade, there was a couple, like most boys had a couple fist fights.
Yeah. I'm in the 15 pages deep into the dossier of the tranny that shot up the Catholic school.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, that when you read that, it screams mental illness.
Yeah, it's weaponized mental illness exacerbated by lamestream media propaganda, calling basic biology a genocide.
Yeah.
And then it's capitalized off of while simultaneously calling capitalism evil.
Yeah, of course. And
Makes
then,
a lot of sense.
And then, of course, you hear, well, but the evil whiteys are the problems with the gun. And then there's this. Here's all the mass shooters from 2021.
But here's the thing. They'll really only. I can almost guarantee you, most of those people, those stats have been put under the Caucasians.
In all likelihood, because I mean, when you have rookie numbers, you have to figure out a way to bump those numbers up.
What was hasn't like I think it's like 20 major cities haven't reported their major crime statistics
deliberately, just so the Biden
report.
Administration can pretend it's had a positive impact on crime.
While Venezuela and numerous other countries are emptying out their prisons and seeing record decreases in crime.
Just a bit.
It's
Just a bit.
Weird timing, man. I don't know.
Maybe a coinkydink. I mean, it's an election year. Shit like this always happens. And but or should I say, but the media, the trustworthy Fourth Estate, assures me that Kamala is inevitable. So why would they need distractions and death?
All right, hang on.
And lies in order to install her into office? I mean, she's already there.
All right. Now, I'm going to be honest. You are not going to be able to sell me that this woman is going to win the upcoming election legally.
No. Every time she opens her mouth, her poll numbers drop.
Well, I don't even know how she walks around because both her feet are in her fucking mouth almost all the time.
Is there any room for feet with all the cocks in there?
I don't know. It's good.
When you're fucking the equivocal of the male Oprah of the 90s, the only thing you're qualified for is the casting couch. That's it.
Fair enough. But my thing is this. Y'all better rack up, pack up, and stack up and get ready and be on your game because shit's about to pop off.
And it doesn't matter who wins. There will still be some shit popping off.
There's still going to be some.
Either they're going to rig her in and this country is totally finished, or they will have a fair election and the leftoids will riot. It's either way, there will be blood.
Correct. Yeah.
And that's just in the short term. I'm not even thinking down the road.
Yep.
Yay!
I hate
positivity.
Listen, I'm not trying to freak everyone out, but I never thought. Well, I shouldn't say that. I've been feeling this coming since I was in high school. I knew at some point in my lifetime there was going to be a crossing of the streams.
Yes.
My ESP has been going crazy since I was about 16.
Crossing the streams, isn't that just what happens when you go to the bathroom?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying though.
I'm just saying. You are fined 1 homo suspicion point for violation of the Man Code Morality Statute.
All right, what I'm trying to convey here,
levity.
Is there's a lot of people out there whose destinies are all going to converge at this one point in the near future, and a lot of people are not going to traverse beyond that. And I might just be one of them as well.
Culture war.
I can't speak to anyone in regards who's going to make it, who's not. But if it gets bad,
they might be making this noise.
It's just gonna suck.
It's gonna suck.
It's gonna suck.
It's gonna suck. It's gonna suck like Kamala, just like having a group of lawyers lined up like circus seals.
Because I can guarantee you, if they're ever successful at de-arming the population, shortly behind that is going to be genocide.
Mm-hmm.
Because that always happens after disarming the population.
I think they'll do it within. I think with even if there wasn't anything that popped off, I think within 2 elections they'll be able to have it with the way they've brainwashed some of this younger population.
They're idiots. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm 55. There's not much I could do now. I'm too old to do anything about it. all I can do is talk a bunch of mad trash on the internet
Talking
and
shit.
fight for hearts and minds, which is still on the table for a Green Beret.
My back and knees hurt. I'm all set.
Yeah.
I'm all set.
All I can do is just talk about it, try to convince people what's going on, tell them the truth. If they take it, great. If they don't, well, then you get what you get. You don't throw a fit.
Exactly.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.